What does it mean to stand at the precipice of your own existence, to gaze into the swirling abyss of possibility, and to choose not retreat but a fearless leap forward? Imagine a life where chaos and order dance in harmony, where suffering becomes a forge for strength, and where the pursuit of purpose outweighs the comfort of convention. This is the world Friedrich Nietzsche invites us into, a realm of bold authenticity, of unshackled will, and of profound self-discovery. Through 10 transformative lessons, we'll traverse his revolutionary philosophy, a beacon for those yearning to live fully, fiercely, and freely. Join me on this journey into the heart of existence. Friedrich Nietzsche emerges from the 19th century as a colossus of thought, a German philosopher, poet, and cultural critic whose words still echo with daring brilliance. To call him a thinker is to understate his legacy. He was a visionary, a provocateur, a man who sought to dismantle the scaffolding of tradition and rebuild it with the raw materials of human potential. His mission was nothing less than a revaluation of all values, a clarion call to question the inherited truths that bind us and to forge anew the meaning of our lives. Often regarded as a herald of existentialism, Nietzsche placed the individual at the center of the cosmos, a free and responsible being, sculpting their destiny through the sheer force of will. His famous proclamation, "God is dead," was not mere blasphemy, but a seismic shift, turning philosophy's gaze from the metaphysical heavens to the gritty, vibrant earth, to the self as the architect of its own fate. Through a cascade of books, essays, and aphorisms, Nietzsche's teachings have woven themselves into the fabric of countless lives. Psychologists pondering the depths of a mind, poets crafting verses of raw emotion, dancers embodying the chaos of creation, and revolutionaries challenging the status quo. His influence is a river that runs deep and wide, nourishing those who dare to drink from its waters. With this in mind, let us embark on an exploration of 10 profound lessons. He offers each a lantern to illuminate the shadowed paths of our existence, each a challenge to rise above the ordinary and embrace the extraordinary. Be a harmonious totality. Picture a star blazing in the velvet night, its light born from the tumult of cosmic chaos. Nietzsche once wrote, "One must still have chaos in oneself to be able to give birth to a dancing star." Within this vivid image lies a truth about the human soul. We are not singular but dual, a confluence of opposing forces yearning for balance. He names these forces after the Greek gods Apollo, the radiant deity of the sun, of reason, of order and clarity, and Dionysus, the wild god of wine, of fertility, of ecstatic madness and unrestrained passion. These are the twin currents of our nature, the Apollonian, the rational mind that plans and organizes, and the Dionysian, the instinctuate heart that pulses with emotion and creativity. To live greatly, Nietzsche teaches, is to master this dance between the two. Imagine yourself as a tightrope walker, swaying between poles of discipline and abandon. The Apollonian side calls you to structure, to rise each morning with purpose, to tend to your responsibilities, to ensure the threads of your life are neatly woven. It's the voice that insists your home be orderly, your work precise, your plans executed with care. Yet the Dionysian side beckons with a different song, one of spontaneity, of art, of moments when the soul breaks free from the confines of logic to revel in intuition and feeling. It's the impulse to paint a canvas with reckless strokes, to lose yourself in a melody, to chase a dream that defies reason. Too often, we tip the scales. Perhaps you've charted every hour of your day, leaving no room for the unexpected, a life so rigid it stifles the spirit. Or maybe you've surrendered to chaos, drifting without anchor, neglecting the stability that grounds you. Nietzsche's wisdom is a call to equilibrium. To shine like Apollo's star, you must embrace the Dionysian chaos within. Explore its depths. Listen to the whispers of your heart. Let your emotions guide you when the mind alone falters. Think of an engineer designing a machine. His Apollonian precision ensures it functions, but it's the Dionysian spark of imagination that births something revolutionary. So too must we nurture both sides, neither silencing nor overindulging them. Life demands this balance. You must organize your days, care for those who depend on you, keep your affairs in order, yet you must also leave space for the wild, the unscripted, the beautiful. Break from routine to wander unknown paths, to dance in the rain, to create something that stirs your soul. To be a harmonious totality is to weave these strands into a vibrant whole life that radiates with the brilliance of a star born from the chaos you've dared to embrace. Reflect on your own rhythm. Where do you lean too heavily? Where might you invite the other to rise? The dance awaits you. Avoid having a reactive life. Most humans distract their thoughts to cease to be aware of life, Nietzsche observes with piercing clarity. In these words, he unveils a quiet affliction that plagues us, the reactive life. This is not mere idleness, but a deeper passivity, a drifting through existence, carried by the tides of circumstance rather than steering our own course. Imagine a marionette, strings pulled by unseen hands, its movements lively yet devoid of intent. For Nietzsche, such a life lacks nobility, honesty, and the courage to face oneself. It's a hollow shell, busy yet empty, active yet aimless. Today, screens glow with endless streams of entertainment. Jobs consume our hours. Social demands tug at our attention, yet how often do we pause to ask, what do I seek? You might fill your days with noise, television, scrolling, chatter, yet feel an gnawing void within, a sense that life is something happening to you rather than through you. Nietzsche's remedy is stark and simple reflection. Stop. Look inward. Summon the bravery to name your desires, to chart a path toward them, to reject the distractions that numb you to your own potential. We lie to ourselves to justify this drift. I never wanted that promotion, we say, or that dream wasn't for me, or uncontent as I am. These are shields, protecting us from the heights we fear to climb. Nietzsche invites us to cast them aside, to be honest with our ambitions, to take the helm of our ship and sail toward a horizon of our own making. Begin by pruning the excess. Limit the hours lost to mindless screens, the company of those who sap your spirit, the tasks that serve no purpose. Ask the hard questions. What stirs your soul? What obstacles stand in your way? What must you do to claim your life as yours? This is not a call to inactivity but to intention. A reactive life is a shadow of existence. A noble life is a flame, burning with purpose. Step into the light, confront the reality of your yearnings, and move with deliberate grace toward the future you envision. The choice is yours. Will you drift, or will you steer? Avoid holding resentment toward others. Nietzsche paints a vivid portrait of strength. To be incapable of taking one's enemies, one's accidents, even one's misdeeds, seriously for very long, that is the sign of strong, full natures in whom there is an excess of the power to form, to mold, to recuperate, and to forget. Imagine a titan, shrugging off a swarm of gnats, his vitality too vast to be diminished by their sting. Resentment, he warns, is a poison, a creeping venom that consumes the resentful far more than the resented. It's the hallmark of what he calls the slave mentality, a weakness that festers in the soul, draining its vigor. Contrast this with the noble spirit. Such a person may exact revenge, swift, decisive, a thunderclap of justice, but then releases it, moving forward unburdened. The weak cling to pain, nursing grudges like wounds, letting them define their days. Nietzsche's counsel is to rise above, fill your life with richness, with pursuits that uplift and expand you, leaving little room for bitterness to take root. When hurt comes, and it will see it clearly. Accept the reality of the wound, the flaws of the one who inflicted it. Take the steps needed, confront, distance, protect, then let it fade into the past, a shadow no longer casting gloom over your present. On the mundane level, he urges us to cease the petty complaints about fools, about systems, about the daily irritations that swarm like flies. Do not waste your breath cursing the government, the deceitful, the small-minded. Instead, build yourself into something greater. Face them from higher ground, a beacon of strength and grace, your eyes fixed on loftier aims. To hold resentment is to chain yourself to the trivial. To release it is to walk free, your spirit intact, your path unhindered. Consider a betrayal, a wound from someone close. Feel the sting, yes, but then ask, what can I do now? How can I move forward? The noble soul does not linger in the mire of spite but strides onward, its power renewed. This is not weakness masquerading as forgiveness, it's strength choosing to let go. Where in your life do you harbor this poison? What might you gain by setting it free? Don't blindly follow the masters. Don't just swallow the wisdom of the past masters of philosophy, Nietzsche urges with a rebel's fire. Rather, strive to build your own path. I devour of ideas from the ancient Greeks to Schopenhauer. He revered the giants who came before him, yet refused to be their echo. Imagine a sculptor, studying the marble forms of antiquity, then taking hammer and chisel to craft his own vision from raw stone. For Nietzsche, authenticity demanded this break, this forging of a philosophy uniquely his own. Life tempts us with the safe road, teachers, traditions, authorities offering a map already drawn. It's comforting to follow, to recite the words of the wise, to nestle in the shadow of their certainty. But Nietzsche saw greatness in the struggle to question, to discard what no longer serves, even at the cost of status or belonging. The masters are not gods to worship, but wells to draw from, a source of inspiration, not a cage. At times, this path requires sacrifice, renouncing old beliefs, defying the voices of the present or the past, stepping into the unknown to claim your own truth. Picture yourself at a crossroads. One path is guided, its steps laid out by those who've walked before, a safe, predictable journey. Another is treacherous, a solitary climb through failure and doubt. Nietzsche champions a third way, weigh the wisdom of the past, sift its gold from its dross, and weave it into a philosophy that bears your mark. The ancients offer lessons, yes, but the life you live must be yours alone. To follow blindly is to borrow another's soul. To build your own is to claim your place among the stars. Reflect on your own guides. Whose words do you echo? Where might you break free to speak your own? The masters are a foundation, not a ceiling. Use them to rise, thence or beyond. Find your why. He who has a why in life can tolerate almost any how. Nietzsche declares his voice a trumpet of truth. True freedom, he believed, is found in facing your reflection and feeling pride, a pride born of fidelity to your deepest purpose. Your why is your North Star, a guiding light that renders any hardship bearable, any pain a mere ripple on the surface of your resolve. Without it, life's trials crush you. With it, they become steps on a sacred ascent, each one lifting you closer to the self you're meant to be. To unearth this purpose, stand before a mirror, not the glass on your wall, but the mirror of your soul. Are you honored by what you see or diminished by shame? Have you nurtured the gifts life bestowed upon you or buried them beneath the weight of convention? What must you achieve to feel your power swell, to stand tall in your own esteem? What dream, what milestone, what audacious goal sets your spirit ablaze? This is your why, a beacon that may lie beyond the horizon of a single lifetime, yet if pursuit ennobles every step you take, the how fades in its shadow. Pain, struggle, sacrifice, these are mere travelers, dust when your eyes are fixed on that star. Nietzsche demands you shed the ordinary, ignore the voices that tether you to mediocrity, the hands that pull you back. Your path is yours alone, a trail no other can blaze. Begin by asking, what betrays the one in the mirror? What honors it? What must I do to live true? Your why is not a destination but a compass, a force that steadies you through storms, a flame that warms you in the dark. Suffering can make you stronger. What does not destroy me makes me stronger, Nietzsche proclaims, his words a phoenix's cry rising from the ashes. Life is a forge, and suffering its fire, a blaze that tests us, shapes us, transforms us if we dare to stand within it. Imagine yourself as that mythical bird, wings charred yet poised to soar anew. To evolve, we must sometimes break, shatter illusions, shed old skins, rise stronger from the ruins. Nietzsche saw existence as a quest for knowledge, each trial a lesson, each wound a teacher. The outcomes matter less than the wisdom gained. Success or failure, joy or sorrow, these are fleeting shadows beside the growth they spark. Our greatest tragedies are our greatest instructors, unveiling vulnerabilities we'd rather hide, fears we'd rather flee, desires we'd rather deny. Dive into them, let the abyss swallow you, then climb forth reborn. Recall your own dark hours, the moments that cut deepest. What did they reveal? What illusions of trust, of certainty crumbled? As an observer, sift through the debris. What did you learn of life, of others, of yourself? How has it armed you for what lies ahead? Suffering is not a foe to curse, but a guide to embrace. Accept the losses, no matter how bitter, and seek the knowledge they offer. A betrayal teaches wariness, a failure builds resilience, a grief deepens empathy. These are not defeats but victories of the spirit, proof that you endure. Unbroken by the flames, you emerge tempered, your wings wider, your light brighter. Where has suffering shaped you? What strength waits to be claimed? Avoid being just busy. Nietzsche divides humanity with a stark blade. Men fall into two groups, slaves and free men. Whomever doesn't have 2/3 of his day for himself is a slave. Freedom, he insists, is mastery over time, a life where creation, joy, and purpose reign over servitude. The masters roam freely, shaping their hours as they will. The slaves toil endlessly for others, bound by chains of duty or greed. 8 hours of labor may sustain you, bread must be earned. But beyond that, you trade your soul for coin or approval, ceasing to own your days. Ask yourself, does your work feed your spirit, or merely your purse? Society whispers envy, urging you to chase more wealth, more status, more things, yet Nietzsche calls you to break free. The anxiety of not enough, not working harder, not pushing longer is a slave's burden, not a master's truth. If you labor beyond your share, whether as a statesman or a shopkeeper, you remain tethered. Even the entrepreneur, claiming independence, must pause. Am I serving my soul or my ledger? True work for yourself ignites you, renews you, lifts you higher. Live for yourself not in idleness, but in pursuit of what sets your heart ablaze. Reclaim your time, guard it fiercely, and let it bloom with meaning. Where do you surrender your hours? How might you take them back? Live dangerously. The secret of harvesting the greatest fruitfulness and greatest enjoyment is to live dangerously. Nietzsche exults, his voice a thunderclap of joy. Danger is life's crucible, a forge where we test our mettle and feel the pulse of existence. To live prudently, cocooned in routine, is to muffle your spirit. To live dangerously is to unleash a hero's anthem, bold and bound. Step beyond the safe, the predictable, and into the wild unknown where growth awaits. Test your limits. Would you relive this day eternally? If the answer chills you, shift course. Seek the thrill of risk, the climb, the leap, the creation that defies convention. Ignore the timid who cling to comfort, their voices small against your roar. Life's richest fruits hang on branches reached only by those who dare. Where do you play it safe? What danger calls you to rise? Become a superhuman. Man is a rope stretched between the animal and the superhuman, a rope over an abyss, Nietzsche envisions. We are not endpoints, but bridges to something greater, the Mensch, a superhuman ideal. Every struggle, every triumph, every act of creation pushes humanity forward. Your life is a thread in this vast weave, a step toward a dawn beyond imagining. See your efforts as collective, raising a child, crafting a work, dreaming a dream, all fuel this evolution. Your purpose transcends the self, gaining grandeur in its scope. How do you contribute? What legacy do you build? Happiness is the way you approach your goals. Nietzsche's formula for happiness is a poet's map, a yes, a no, a straight line, a goal. Joy is not a prize at journey's end, but the journey itself. Say yes to life's offerings, no to its burdens, draw your path, and pursue your aim. Happiness blooms in the process, the risk embraced, the clarity gained, the purpose chased. We chase fleeting reward, success, rest, acclaim, yet true joy is the walk, not the arrival. It's the flowers picked along the way, the moments of yes and no that shape you. How do you approach your goals? Where does happiness wait? Nietzsche's wisdom is a torch in the dark, a call to balance, chaos and order. to reject the shackles of passivity, to rise above resentment, and to chase a purpose that defines you. Here at True Freedom, we've walked through his lessons, from the harmony of the self to the daring pursuit of the superhuman. These insights are not mere ideas but tools to transform your life, to find your why, to wield suffering as strength, to live with fearless abandon. If this journey stirred you, please like, subscribe, and share your reflections below. What spoke to you most? What paths should we explore next to deepen your quest for freedom? Your voice fuels this community. Join us as Olivia and James dive deeper into these ideas right after. Stay for their insights. Thank you for being part of this adventure.